Hi everyone, welcome to the Arkansas Science Festival. My name is Shelby Siemens and I'm a junior psychology major here at Arkansas State University and member of Psy-Chi, the Psychology Honor Society. I'm very excited to teach you all about memory today and show you some very interesting and fun demonstrations you can use on yourself or a friend to test their memory skills and learn how memory works the way it does. There are 4 different types of memory I'll be demonstrating today and I can't wait to get started. To briefly sum up the term of memory, it is responsible for the storage, retention, and retrieval of information that is presented to us. Now, before I go into my first demonstration today, I'm going to read you this list of words and try to remember them for later so I can ask you questions about them. Slumber, comfort, wake, night, rest, tired, awake, dream, snore, and bed. Okay, so for this next demonstration, you might need to pause this right quick and grab a piece of paper and a pen. And when you have that, go ahead and hit play. Okay, so now that you have your pen and paper, I need you to write your name as quickly as possible. It might even be more fun if you get a timer and time how fastly you can write your name on a piece of paper. And when you do, hit play. Okay. So now that you've written your name as fast as possible, kind of jot down how long it took you and just kind of remember how long it took you to do that and flip your piece of paper over and now try to write your name backwards as quickly as possible and go ahead and time that too. Now, did you notice the difference in the time it took you to write your name regularly and write your name backwards? Most people feel it is automatic to write their name regularly. It comes natural to you, but difficult to write it backwards. This demonstration shows the existence of memory called procedural memory. Procedural memory holds information of actions and sequences of actions. Sometimes we form memories by the steps of actions in which we complete a task. You can remember the sequence of letters that make up your name because you've written it how many times over your lifetime. However, while you know your name pretty well, when it's spelled backwards, your brain can't use the procedural memory and know it by each letter in a row. It can't draw it from that since you're writing it backwards. We are pretty used to the procedure of writing our name. We start with the first letter, we always end with the last. But somehow when you're asked to do the task of writing your name backwards, you have to start from last to beginning. And our brain is so used to working from beginning to end while completing the task of writing our name that it usually takes a little more time because you can't draw from your procedural memory when you're writing it backwards. And that's not the normal procedure it's supposed to be done in. So before we did the demonstration on procedural memory, I asked you earlier to remember a couple of words. So now I'm going to read you a couple questions and ask you a couple things about what I read to you earlier. So my first question is, do you remember the word apple? Now, almost everyone says no, and if you said no, you're right. But did you remember the word sleep? See, most people say yes, but that's wrong. So you're probably wondering what's going on here. All the words are related to the word sleep. Hearing them activated words that are related, including sleep, and by the time you heard all these words, the word sleep was so activated in your brain that you thought you heard it. Words like dream, slumber, wake, tired, all associated with sleep, but weren't sleep, but activated your brain so much that you thought I said the word sleep. This next demonstration I'm about to show you is of encoding specificity. So for this next demonstration, I used it on my friend Emily to kind of show you how it's supposed to work when you use it with a friend. So for you to follow along with me, I would like for you to grab a piece of paper with a pen. And when you have that, go ahead and make 3 columns, a column 1, a column 2, and a column 3, so you can write some things down later. So throughout the video, you'll listen to me read the cues and try to remember the words that follow the cue in the first part. So for example, if I say favorite time of the year, Christmas, you need to remember the word Christmas. After I've read these cues, I will read you the list of cues again, and I will have you write down the word you remember that follows the cue in a column. So that'll be on the second part. So for the first part, just try to listen and remember the word. So let's get started. Okay, Emily, so today I'm going to give you a memory test. I'm going to read 2 words. The first is a cue, and the second is a word you're supposed to remember. So if I say a favorite time of year, Christmas, you're supposed to remember the word Christmas. A day of the week, Thursday. A government leader, king. A type of bird, cardinal. A vegetable, cabbage. Associated with heat, stove. A round object, ball. A girl's name, Susan. A type of shoe, boots. A man-made structure, bridge. A large city, New York. A sign of happiness, smile. A student, pupil. So I've given you a sheet of paper with 3 columns on it. I'm going to read you a cue, and then you write down the word in column 1. Then the second one will be in column 2, and so on. For example, when you hear favorite time of the year, if you remembered Christmas, you would write that down, okay? So for column 1, a day of the week. Column 2, a member of royalty. Column 3, a member of the clergy. Column 1, a vegetable. Column 2, a kitchen appliance.
That is not right.
Column 3, a social event. And if you don't know one, it's okay. I can keep going.
I don't know.
Okay. Column 1, a girl's name. Column 2, needed in the winter. Column 3, a card game.
I think I remember that one, but
Column 1, a large city. Column 2, a facial expression. And column 3, found in the eye. Okay, so do you notice the difference in the length of your list?
I don't think I remember that one either.
List 3 should be shorter than list 1, as it is. The reason for this is encoding specificity. When you heard the cue that made you think of the word in a certain way, the words in column 3 are homonyms, so they have 2 meanings. You thought about the word as one meaning, and the recall cue was the other meaning. So I said type of bird cardinal, but when I asked you to recall it, I said clergy. Encoding specificity is when the information enters the long-term memory as the context in which the material was learned. The manner in which it was learned is extremely important to how it will be remembered. A retrieval cue can only be effective if it reinstates the original way the material was presented. For our last demonstration, go ahead and grab your pen and paper from earlier. I'm going to change the screen and some words are going to pop up really fast. When I go to the next screen, try to record as much as you can remember. 1, 2, 3, go. It was really fast, but go ahead and jot down what you remember from it. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, go. I had to guess you probably remembered more of the second thing I popped up than the first phrase of words I popped up. But what if I told you that the first group of words I popped up were actually the second group, just misspelled? The reason why you recognize the second group better than you did the first group is because of chunking. Chunking is when you use your memory to group together a meaningful group of information. It's really hard to remember the first set of words because they had no context, no meaning to you. But the second phrase was a whole sentence that you could easily remember, so it was easy to group together in your head to remember the information. Hi guys, I hope you had fun learning about memory today and testing memory skills and learning how to use these demonstrations. I hope you can use them on your family and friends to try to figure out how well you can remember something. I'd like to thank my friend Emily for helping me in this video and for my professor, Dr. Yanowitz, for helping me come up with the material to use in this video. I hope you all had a lot of fun.